You're listening to the Blue Mojave, where hearts howl in unison on the deafening plain. Now, before we return to our program, let's ramble out into the lonesome trail for a word from our sponsor, the Acme Jerkin Kit. We meet a couple of cowpokes who are out on the dusty trail just telling some stories and eating some chow.
Well, I say, Cookie, eating is good for a joke in a pinch.
You know, I hate to bring it all personal-wise, fellas, but I must confess out here on the dusty plain, this being the first time me driving them cattle and all, I sure does miss my wife.
Well, Buck, it's certainly natural for a cowboy to miss his cowpoke.
Perfectly natural. Perfectly natural.
Well, no offense there, Cookie, but what I miss the most is her cooking.
Well, none taken.
Is there a particular dish you miss of her cooking?
Why, there sure is. My wife, I tell you, can jerk any kind of meat you put in front of her. I swear to the good Lord above me, my wife can jerk the best meat this side of the Mississippi.
Well, I tell you what, you being a red-blooded American cowboy, you understand that you can jerk your own meat right here by your lonesome.
Well, now that there's just silly talk.
Well, no, thanks to my Acme Jerkin Kit, I appreciate that I can jerk it on the trail, I can jerk it in one of them fancy hotels, and I can jerk it by my lonesome with the bed of stars above me.
You mean to say I could jerk it right here?
Right here in camp.
You can jerk it anywhere.
Can I jerk it in front of my friends?
Well, hell, if you're feeling uncomfortable about it, I can take you in the tent and help you jerk it myself.
I guess it depends on the caliber of your friends. Either way, you can jerk it wherever you might like.
Now what on earth would my wife think of me jerking it all by my lonesome?
Well, she might like to change your pace.
That's right. She might enjoy watching you jerk it. Why, the first time she has her chicken breasts colored by your unique personal glaze, I say she's going to be thankful for you jerking it.
I know I am.
Well, hi, everybody. My name is Woody, and I'm a cowboy. Been out about 8 seasons. I don't go anywhere without my Acme Jerkin Kit. It's got a big bag of them there lubricants and spices, what to take care of it, and an easy washing mitt for the cleaning up. I'll tell you what, when I learned to jerk it, it done changed my life on the trail. And now I don't go nowhere. I can't jerk it all by myself.
The secret is nut oil.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Acme Jerkin Kit is available in stores now. Try the Acme Jerkin Kit and feel like you're out wrangling your own meat on the lonesome frontier. Welcome back to the Blue Mojave, y'all, where windswept roads line the horizon and hearts howl in unison on a deafening plain. When last we heard from Private Detective Kyle Archer, a lawyer named Scotty D had hired him to look into the shooting of his prize stallion. The horse's owner was a nefarious businessman named Francis Dufresne, who went by the dubious nickname of the Governor. Archer went to see Dufresne, and the two met on the veranda of his mansion overlooking the beautiful Pacific Ocean.
At 7 a.m. every morning, my son walks into our master bedroom and announces that he'd like his pancakes now. He's a creature of habit and lives by a routine that'd make the military proud. So I make him 3 pancakes, pour him a half glass of orange juice, and he sits at our kitchen table and eats as if all is right with the world. It's like a dream state, the limited experience of children. And I'm reminded of my son every time I drive out to the Palos Verdes Peninsula. Francis Dufresne had a sense of entitlement that his neighbors recognized in themselves. And entitlements are like the toys of children. They distract you from the real world. Maybe some of his neighbors knew of his investment in racehorses, and most knew of his offshore casino, the Pacific Royale. But few gave much thought to his business dealings beyond that.
It is a view to die for, is it not, Mr. Archer? You see that there in the middle of the Santa Monica Bay? The Pacific Royale is in international waters. It's the largest casino this side of Las Vegas. I often watch its lights flicker at night.
Looks like the oil barge is down in Long Beach.
It was an oil barge at one time, but my casino earns more than the entire fleet in Long Beach. I gather that you've been hired to look into the shooting of my stallion?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, it was terrible to lose that horse. Alec was a lucrative runner, and we had considerable interest for him to be put out to stud.
I guess Carmen wasn't so happy about sharing the horse with other suitors.
Carmen's never been known for her rational thinking, Mr. Archer. Would you still like to speak with my trainer Reinhardt? You'll find him quite amenable.
Amenable? That's something you look for in a trainer?
He comes from the strict Austrian Lipizzaner program.
The what?
The Lipizzaner program.
I thought we were talking about horses.
We are. Perhaps Reinhardt can enlighten you. Good day.
The governor left me on his veranda. A cool breeze blew off the water. Eventually, one of the governor's thugs took me to the stables. While the bug boy trotted a horse around the private track, Reinhardt leaned against the post, watching. He looked like a vulture waiting for his prey to tire.
Ah, Mr. Archer, I presume. I am Reinhardt von Staffel. Herr de Crane informed me that you would like to see the stables, yeah? There's not much left to see, I'm afraid. The stable was cleaned last night.
You were here then?
Well, not for the shooting, of course. I am sorry. I'm afraid my humor does not translate. To answer your question, I was in the stable house when the shooting took place.
Is it customary for graduates of the Lipizzaner program to live in the stable house?
Oh no. I do not mean to suggest that I live here. Often, I work late.
So you're one of them trainers that likes to sleep in the stalls with the horses?
That is an American obsession.
So no one else was in the stall except for Carmen last night?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, you have nothing to worry about then. Your word versus a woman as unreliable as Carmen must be good as gold.
Yes, as you say. I guess that my word is good.
As I sorted through the spätzle this crowd was throwing at me, I tried to find some trace of the shooting from the night before. He wasn't kidding about cleaning. There wasn't a lump of dung to be found in that stable. Just then, one of the bug boys walked a horse in.
Alejandro, how is he feeling today?
He's still a little anxious, so I let him lead me around a while.
It wasn't until he spoke that I recognized the bug boy was my wife's cousin. While Reinhardt inspected the horse, I managed a quick nod to Alejandro, alerting him not to acknowledge me.
That is good, Alejandro. Let him rest for now. I will be with you shortly.
Well, it seems I'm interfering, so I guess I'll just be on my way. You mind if I make a phone call?
Of course. This way, please.
Reinhardt led me into the stable house and went back outside to the track. I called my wife and told her to invite Alejandro and his family for dinner. Then I checked my messages. Message service had a call from Deke. It was brief.
Kyle is being released civilian. Rush case, 2 p.m. at downtown court.
That left me less than an hour to get to downtown. And if you know anything about LA traffic...
What does Alejandro know about the shooting? Will our gumshoe get his just desserts in the hands of the governor? And will it be served a la mode? All your questions will be answered after a word from our sponsor, the tasty and amazing new beverage, Milky's Minty Milk.
Hey there, Seamus.
Oh, Connor.
I found myself looking for a beverage that might mask the taste of cabbage.
Oh, and its texture, too.
Milky Shenanigans presents Milky's Minty Milk.
Good for the whole family!
For the whole family. But it tastes like an Englishman's arse.
And it feels like someone shat in my mouth.
Try Milky's Minty Milk. It goes well with nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, feel free to
to try Minty's Milky Milk. When you want a beverage that originates, well, based on the racial stereotypes of our pitchmen in either Ireland or Scotland. Truthfully, even we don't know. Also, this just in, 1925 called, and it wants its jokes back. And now, we'll tickle your ears with another song from our house band, the Savage Wood Ramblers.